Hello, how you doing? You're welcome to the last episode of Chelsea Transfer Talk for the season. Not for the season, rather, for the year. So let's go straight into it. Sign some players as usual, and we just had some mishaps as well in the season, in the window, as well as the big one, the elephant in the room. I think I'll be speaking on that. I have to speak on that, and that is Victor Osimhen. God. How did we miss out on Victor Osimhen? At first, we heard the news that Napoli had agreed. At first, at first, we heard the news that Victor Osimhen had agreed the deal to go to Al Ali, and then the next news we heard was that it wasn't yet agreed with Victor Osimhen, but Napoli and Al Ali had agreed, a transfer fee about 65, 67 million pounds, and then as well that Victor Osimhen was holding on to see if any club in Europe, especially ourselves, would have come to the table to uh, negotiate because he still had some unfinished business in Europe. But we waited all through the night, and it didn't seem like it was going to happen, like it was going to be a success, or at least would have him join the team. And the news and reports we heard afterwards have been really disappointing, in my opinion. Like, Fabrice Hawkins said Chelsea offered Victor Osimhen about 155 million euros. I'm sorry, 155,000 euros per week, and that's about 128 or about thousand pounds per week. And same thing, Fabrizio Romano as well said something similar that Chelsea offered that the offer made by Chelsea was just not even up to what he was earning at the minute. And from day one, it was clear with Victor Osimhen that he was not going to reduce his salary, he was not going to reduce his wage demand, and what he was only looking for was at least one. What he was looking for was that to at least stand pat in terms of his salary demands and what he was earning at the moment in Napoli. So that's what he wanted to earn. He wasn't asking for it to be doubled because usually when you sign a superstar, when clubs go to sign a superstar or sign a very big target, they double his salary and wages and things like that. But Victor Simon was okay. Just give me what I am earning at the minute. But no, Chelsea weren't looking to do that, and he, was obstinate in his own way. He has his right to. He stood pat and said, "This is what I want. I'm not going to accept anything less." And it's one thing to say you have a wage structure. It's one thing to say, "Oh yeah, we have a wage structure. This one want to stay by," but now making him even one of the lowest earners in the club is just for me embarrassing. The one I saw that was about 68,000 euros. So 68,000 euros, 68,000 pounds a week. And then you have 4 million euros in bonuses and 4 million euros in asset of bonuses as well. I think one of the categories for the bonuses was for goals scored, and then the next one was for um, appearances made, and 2 million euros for Champions League appearance if the club finished in Champions League spots. For me, this was an easy deal to be made, and Chelsea fluffed their lines, in my opinion. Chelsea actually fluffed their lines in this. For me, if you're asking me to rate the window, I'd say it's a 5, 5.5 out of 6, out of 10. And why? One thing because it's wanted to have nice pieces around, because you've signed some nice pieces like Jadon Sancho, you've signed um, Pedro Neto, some nice pieces around in the attack, in addition to Cole Palmer and Nkunku, that have been here for at least a year. And that's fine. But you have a need, just like in life. If you have a main need, you should do all you can to get that need sorted out before every other thing. If you're looking to start a business, for instance, maybe let's say a delivery business. I've used this example before. To start a delivery business, you don't go about buying Ferraris, buying fighter jets, as opposed to buying delivery vans that you need for your business. So Chelsea have needed a striker since the since Blue Co came into being, or Clearlake Capital, took over Chelsea. We've needed a striker. Create lots of chances under Graham Potter. Created lots of chances under Pochettino. Struggled to take those chances. Even this season, we've seen it. Great chances against Man City. Couldn't take those chances. We saw it again in the Conference League game against Savage. Created lots of chances. Couldn't take the chances. So the main need has been strikers. You've had the opportunity to get a striker in. You have Victor Osimhen right there for you. It's a layup. Everyone sort of, for whatever reason, did not engage, in trying to get Victor Osimhen on the line, in their team. And this was, you just had this to do. And it's one thing to say, oh, we're trying to manage finances and all. That's nice. That's a nice thing to say. And it's understandable if you're actually showing that you're trying to manage your finances. But you spend 10 million here on one kid, 50 million here on one kid, like Omari Kellerman, 19 million pounds. Is he ever really going to play for Chelsea? Let's be honest. Is he going to play? You sign Kellerman, and then he may never play. So you should have focused on getting the striker in. And the intangibles you bring to the table. So for me, I feel Chelsea just messed this one up. And my advice to Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is my advice to you. Keep your head up, but that agent of yours, you have to sack it. Now let me speak to you, Nigerian to Nigerian. Victor Osimhen, you see that your agent, make you sack him. Because that your agents know like you. Because someone tell me, how in the world does an agent know, would an agent rather know that his client wants to leave a club, and you allow that client to renew his contract with a crazy release clause attached to it? How would you allow that to happen? How would you allow that to happen? How would an agent that likes you allow that to happen? That agent doesn't have the best interest at hand, Victor Osimhen. Because can you imagine if Victor Osimhen, this was his last year? Because that's what it would have been if he had not renewed his contract. It would have been his last year, and as well, he wouldn't have had that ridiculous release clause on his head. Have a look at Haaland. What happened to Haaland? Dortmund knew Haaland wanted to leave them. But what happened? They included a release clause, £50 million. Every club will be able to meet that. Man City met that because for them, felt like a calculated risk. So for me, disappointing we didn't get Victor Osimhen, but what can we do? We move on. We move on. Now, the other news, other things we have to talk about is Raheem Sterling finally joins Arsenal. If he joins on the loan, not quite sure if it's an option or an obligation to buy, but he joins Arsenal. And from an Arsenal point of view, I think Edu said that they were not planning to actually sign him. That was not something they planned to sign, but more of an opportunity that came on. And so they signed him, and then for his experience and all that, winning Premier League titles and playing in Champions League Champions League games, that would add some experience to the Arsenal team. And fair dues, that could work for him. But for me at Chelsea, I just think he had to go. I don't think he was going to contribute anything meaningful to Chelsea to win. So good for him. He's gone. He joined Arsenal. That's good. Maybe he would play on the left. Behind Martinelli and Trossard, or it could be the number one winger on the left. Who knows? So, Arsenal fans, hopefully they're happy. They're happy with that one. So that for me, good. He should go. Wish him the best. I don't hit any player, but I don't think he will walk to Chelsea. Now go to the next thing, which is Chalobah. There's a bit of mixed feelings about this because I would have rather had Chalobah at Chelsea rather than Badiashile. Badiashile isn't good enough. Hasn't been good enough. Hasn't been good enough for a long time at Chelsea. He hasn't been good enough. I think Chalobah could have quite easily played in that spot, be the Conference League centre back, and alongside alongside Tosin, and that would have been very good. And he was ready to work his way back into the team, unlike Sterling, who threw his pram, threw his pram out, threw his toys out of his pram. So for me, a bit of mixed feelings. But then again, you want him to go and hopefully have, a good loan. That's a loan, an option to buy Crystal Palace, and hopefully he plays very well, puts himself in the shop window, or who knows, could even play so well, it impresses Maresca and become and part of the first team of Chelsea first team come the summer of 2025. So that's good for Chalobah. And then Broja was another mad case because like Broja was everyone thought was heading to Ipswich Town, and then Ipswich Town and the manager of Ipswich Town was like, okay, he's had some injury issues. We're not letting the player go just yet. We're having a look at things. Ipswich Town felt like that fell out. Then they came back into the negotiation again. They now had some, the reports were that they now had more favorable terms on the table, and then they fell out. So it felt like Broja would have remained another year at Chelsea, but that didn't happen. Rather, thankfully, Everton came on board to offer him a loan with an option to buy, and which I think it's only Everton that can trigger that option to buy. So that's good news for him because for someone like Broja, you want to play, you want to be involved, in Premier League, actually play week in week out. And at Chelsea, that was never going to happen. With Maresca, taking it upon himself to be like, the bad guy of this whole thing. So he was never going to play. So good for him. He's gone to Everton, and hopefully he plays well at Everton. And once again, like Chalobah puts himself in the shop window, so maybe the attract other offers, or Everton could even trigger the option to sign him, and then you never know, or you never know. Maybe somehow, some way, he ends up at Chelsea next season. But that's for Armando Broja. Then you have other deals that fell through. David Washington, I think, was meant to go to Strasbourg. I think that was all set. But I think that fell through again. And then Hull City fell through. This is just absolute madness for me. And back to the Osimhen thing for me, it was so disappointing. So disappointing because this was the guy that would have more or less assured us of a top four finish. Maybe not win the title, or top four finish, but it was just so disappointing, and to think that we spent all these years following Victor Osimhen, tracking him, seeing how he's playing, all these things we've been doing, and still we're not able to come to terms with what his personal terms were, personal agreements were. And I'm sure he must have said it that, look, what I'm looking for is to get, at least what I'm earning at Napoli, which isn't ridiculous. I know the narrative around Victor Osimhen right now will be he's greedy, he's a mercenary, he was wanting so much money, that's why I wouldn't sign him. And that's what will be put out. That's what would be put out. But it's not too crazy for a player of his caliber to request for, you know, in terms of salary, what they're earning at the minute. Most players request for double their wages. He just requested for what he's earning at the minute, what he was earning at the minute at Napoli. And for me, that's not too much. And now the thing about this wage structure, I've talked about this before. Sometimes we go hard on wage structure, we need to maintain the wage structure, and that's all well and good. But sometimes when you see a prime target, when you see someone that can actually move the needle for you, you have to think differently. You just have to. You have to think differently. You have to think differently because it just even comes and changes how things look. It just comes and changes how things look for in terms of goal scoring, in terms of motivation and leadership on the pitch. It changes the dynamic. All the chances that Nicholas Jackson has been missing, Victor Osimhen would not miss those chances. And Victor Osimhen, well, we've missed out on him. And now I know everyone wants to blame Todd Bowley. You know, everyone wants to blame Todd Bowley. because he's like the poster child of the ownership. And people like Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley somehow seem to be hiding in the shadows. But they are the ones who are meant to execute. They are the ones who are meant to execute this deal. And one thing about transfers, unlike every other thing in life, is timing. Your timing. The timing when you do certain things. For instance, if these offers were made at the beginning of the transfer window, I feel we would have got Victor Osimhen. Because I feel if you had come to him, say, okay, we're doing a loan with an obligation to buy instantly, we have that on the table for you, and then we go from there. It would have, for me, showed him in his heart that, okay, just Chelsea really, really they want me on their team. They want me on the team. But we didn't get that. Instead, what we got was a load an option, allow that to drag too long. So tell me, if you were like Victor Osimhen, what would you do? I know Chelsea fans will say, "Oh, you should sign for the club. You should love the club." Players are professionals, and one thing for me that we should also consider, he kept Al Ali on hold, kept them on hold. It would have been so easy for him to grab that 700 and how many thousand pounds a week contract and jump on it, and would have been off to Saudi and living a high life. But no, he wanted really to join Chelsea. But let's just hold our hands up. I know you have so many blue coal lovers, we have so many clear leg faithfuls and all that stuff. The sporting directors have failed Chelsea in terms of getting a striker. Because, okay, let's look at it. Even if you didn't get Victor Osimhen, you should have gotten an actual striker. That was not done. That deal was also scuppered. You had Omorodion how many weeks ago somehow managed to just wreck that. I don't know whether it was to please George Mendes or whoever else, but that was just wrecked. And then this is the final minutes or final hours in the window, and then you're trying your luck with ridiculous offers, with just crazy offers. These sporting directors have to leave, in my opinion. Now, let's give them benefit of the doubt. They've prioritized using Sancho over an Osimhen. They've gotten Pedro Neto. They've gotten João Felix instead of getting an actual striker. Nice pieces, good players, good techie players, but do they have the killer instinct? So I'll be giving them the benefit of the doubt until the end of the season. Let's see if we finish top four. If this team finishes outside the top four, for me, the sporting director should go. Why I say this is they are the ones who have been brought in to execute. They've been brought in to execute, and they have failed. They failed. The sort of offers you were making for me, to my mind, was like, offers you make to someone playing in the second tier in the Danish league or someone playing in a Norwegian league, trying to move to their next phase in European football, as opposed to someone who's already an established star in the game. So for me, that was true. Victor Osimhen just missed out on him. What's your opinion? What are your thoughts and opinion on that? Victor Osimhen, do you think um, what do you think about it really? Do you think that was someone that we should have done everything to get, or for me, or you would have much preferred the that we held on to the wage structure? Let's believe in Nicholas Jackson. Hopefully, they will come good. So, what are your thoughts and opinions on Victor Osimhen? And then as well, Sterling. And what do you think about Sterling leaving to Arsenal? Yeah, what do you think about Chalobah as well? And then what? How would you rate this window? If you were to rate this transfer window, how would you rate it? For me, like I said, a 5.5 because we did not fulfill the need that we had in the team. You had a need. You had a need. It's just like someone who needs a pair of trousers. But rather than get a pair of trousers, he gets a very beautiful so he gets a very beautiful set of glasses, gets some shoes, gets nice wristwatches. Those are all nice, those are all good. But you need your trousers and you don't and you decide not to get them. So that's what Chelsea has done this season. You needed a striker, you didn't do all you could do to get a striker. McGee is a kid. It's a kid, an 18-year-old kid. He's not going to come good immediately, at least. Not this season. Even if he comes good this season, probably will be 6, 7 months into the season, and then he comes good towards the tail end. And that would mean missing out on Europe again, or missing out on Champions League again, or missing out on Europe again. So for me, that's just not good enough. Not good enough. So for me, it's a 5.5. So I'm asking you, please leave in the chats, how would you rank this transfer window? And then are there other parts as well in the team, other positions you feel that should have been filled or not filled, that were not taken care of? For me, I still feel we have a centre back issue. That's why I was excited about Thomas Arajo. Arajo, I was excited about the guy, because for me, Badger Shield is just not good enough. Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwell, they are good talent, supreme talent, but experience-wise, they still lack a bit. But they're better than Badger Shield. Badger Shield is just not good enough. And since we've seen that Enzo Maresca decided that he split his team, he has the team he uses for the Conference League, and then the team he uses for the Premier League. And then he chooses to go with Tosin and Badger in the Conference League. So that means you're stuck with Badger in the Conference League. But Badger is just not good enough. Hasn't been good enough. Just not good enough. So I don't know why he's still there. I don't know why he's still there at all. He should have gone. He should have been one of the ones that was sold. For me, he's not good enough. This Disasi, I know he's slow, but he's actually a very good centre back. Why he struggles is Pochettino used to play him at right back sometimes, and now you're seeing Enzo Maresca playing him at right back sometimes, especially in the Conference League. So that's why he's struggling. So for me, I feel the centre back part of the field, or centre back, is a place where where we're really lacking quality, not numbers. We've got numbers because we've got Badeshu, we've got Tose, we've got Wesley Fofana, we've got Levi Colwell. So we have got numbers, but not quality. Levi Colwell, Fofana, yeah, quality, talent-wise, good. Experience-wise, not so much. Tosin, I think, is good. He needs to build up and get used to playing for a top team. And then for me, Badeshu should be gone, in my opinion. And for me as well, goalkeeper, I think we should have signed the goalkeeper. Not even really signed the goalkeeper because that had been signed, but I think that's a place where we're actually lacking a goalkeeper. We're missing out on the goalkeeper. For Sanchez, zero pro. Jorgensen, I like the guy, but he still feels a bit shaky for me. Maybe the Conference League and Conference League pitches that make him look bad, because it cost us a goal in the game versus, in the game versus Serviette FC. So yeah, for me, that's not good enough. That's not good enough, in my opinion. So thanks you all for watching the stream. Keep asking. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this transfer window. What do you think about Fabrizio Romano? What he said about the contract offer that was made to Osimhen? What do you think about it? What do you think about the contract offer? Because he said it wasn't even close to what Victor Osimhen was earning at Napoli, and that's why he rejected it. And also, some people were also saying that Chelsea could have gone for Ivan Toney. Maybe you get an Ivan Toney. I am not the biggest fan of Ivan Toney, but I would have understood if you try to get Victor Osimhen and for you it didn't make sense financially, then you go in and you get an Ivan Toney, because one thing is clear, you need a striker. Chelsea needs a striker going into the season. And unfortunately for me, at the minute, Nicholas Jackson isn't the striker. He just isn't the striker Chelsea needs. He's not a prolific striker. He's a good technical player. He's a good ball carrier. He can play multiple positions. I think he can play on either flank, but he is not that clinical finisher that we need to get, get top four. That we need to move the needle. He's not. He's not. And what do you think about Washington as well? David Washington. He was meant to go to Strasbourg. I wonder how that was messed up. That's just crazy to me. You were meant to send a player to Strasbourg, to a team that is within the same club network, that that you possibly are in the same WhatsApp group. and then you couldn't make that happen, and then you have him sitting, on your books, because right now he may be in possible limbo because possibly he wouldn't even be playing with the under 21s, and definitely he isn't playing, or definitely he wouldn't be playing with the first team as well. So he's in limbo. That's another mess, and that's why I continue to say the sporting directors, I think they have to go. They have to go. While I'll give them benefit of the doubt till next season, to the end of the season rather, and see what they and see if the team is successful or not. Other than that, it should be gone. Because for me, this is how I see it. If you're starting a business, if you have a business, you should be getting the prime, should I say prime target, prime talent. You know, a business is only good as the talent it has at its disposal. That's why you see people they go for the top level sporting directors like Vivel and the likes. You know, go for the top level talent. For the top level talent as opposed to going for, you know, um, just mid level talent. Because the way you negotiate at the top level is different. Because when you're at a club like Brighton, with all respect to Brighton, when you're at a club like Brighton, you are negotiating with players that don't have as much clout and status. They're just coming into the into the game. So they're probably maybe on £10,000 a week or £7,000 a week. So if you offer them £25,000 a week immediately, that's an upgrade. You've more than tripled their salaries, and then they're willing to join you up. But when you're operating at a club like Chelsea, you have to know that you're dealing with not only top level talented players, but also top level, as in players with big egos as well. And you're dealing with people who are players who are more established, and you're dealing with people who have more attention focused on them. Because let's face it, a player in the Danish league will not be merely attracting the interest of Manchester United or Real Madrid, or even Al Ali, because the Saudi league now, those are the big spenders. They wouldn't necessarily be attracting, you know, that level of attention, except they are ridiculously good and be scoring 60 goals a season. So you can take your time. You're the only person that they'll be looking at. You're the only eyes on them at that stage in their career, especially if they're coming in from Africa, coming in from South America, that in sort of all of you. So you can offer them 20,000, 30,000 pounds a week and they jump on it. But when players have stayed in the league, they've grown in the league, I think they've gone through the various European leagues, gone up the table, gone up the tiers. They now have big egos. They now have big expectations. They now have more eyes on them. So someone who was earning 200, I think £207,000 a week, you're not going to offer him £68,000 a week. I'm sorry. People want to tell me that, oh, Felix took a pay cut. Oh, okay. Context, please. Yeah, some context, please. Felix, Jao Felix was on £200,000 a week. He took a pay cut to earn £180,000 a week. So you see the difference? Victor Osimhen was on 200 plus a week, 207,000 pounds a week. Now you want him to fall all the way down to 120. So he's below Jao Felix. Um, he's below the likes of Modric, below the likes of um, Palmer. How would you do that? Unless you look at the level of talent you're about to get. Like for instance, if Sky Sports wants to hire me now, maybe if they offer me I don't know, £100,000 a year contract. Oh, that would be awesome for someone like me. But if you want to hire a top level talent, for instance, let's say you want to hire a talent like Jerry Henry, you're not going to offer him £100,000 a week. He can give you some concessions, but he's not going to be taking £100,000 a week. You'll be looking at maybe offer him £10 million a week, £10 million a year, because of the caliber of talent you're getting in, and what he's going to do for your organization. So for me, that's The sporting directors have a lot to answer for. This is not even a third bowling team to me. This is not even a better than Bali team to me because I have a feeling that if you had Todd Bowley right there during these negotiations, they wouldn't have been offering those amounts to him. No, no, no way, no way. And it's like I'm saying like a sports radio or repeating the same thing over and over again. We needed to move the needle this season, and right now we're stuck at the same place with strikers. You may say you want to get false nines, want to share the goal scoring. I've said it before. Erling Haaland will score 25 plus goals, and then Gundogan is back with Man City. He's going to score maybe another 10, 15 goals in all competitions. De Bruyne will score maybe another 10 goals in all competitions. Don't forget about the 20 plus assists that he would give to Man City for the whole season. Don't forget about Bernardo Silva as well, coming up with goals. But they have that one main strike, and that's why they may do a five pick. That's why they may win the league again. Forget about Arsenal. Arsenal had the chance to get a striker, they refused to get a striker. So that's the problem you're going to face. A Man City will win the league again, and people will talk about 115 charges. Oh, they have 115 charges, so that's why they can win it. That's why they won the league. No, your clubs, like my club, had the opportunity to get a world-class striker and say, no, we're not going to do it. No, 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 we won't do it. Had an opportunity to get a world class talent. Now, Omolodion isn't a world class striker yet, but he's a world class talent. Powerful, pacey, strong, and if you create a lot of chances for him, he'll probably score you a lot of goals. That was also fluffed. They found a way to spoil that. Victor Osimhen, you have Victor Osimhen in your hands. You found a way as well to spoil that as well. And then Sterling. And for me, the thing was like I was feeling okay. Sterling is going on loan. He's leaving, and I'm sure Arsenal will take a huge chunk off his wages. So probably that's clearing. In American sport, they'll say clearing cap space. So probably for me, that's clearing the wage demands on the books. So you can offer more to Victor Osimhen. And what was even more annoying for me is you knew from day one that Victor Osimhen's wage demands were simple. I'm not asking you to double up my salary. What I'm asking is leave me on the same level where I am. I'm earning £200,000 a week. Let me earn £200,000 a week. Don't double it up, just that. You knew what his demands were, and then you just chose not to miss them. And more so for me is you didn't get a striker. If you got a striker with some level of pedigree, then okay, I say, okay, I see what you're doing. Maybe you're trying to manage wage demands and manage wage structure and all that, but you got a striker in that can get you those goals. Right now, we're stuck in the same place for me. We've got nice pieces like a Sancho, good, talented player, technically gifted player, a techie player, can combine with Palmer, combine with Jao Felix, combine with Nkunku, combine with maybe Mikado Modric, combine with Nodi Madueke. But they aren't clinical. Nkunku and Sancho, they have their good parts, but they don't have that clinical and deadly instinct like and Victor Osimhen has. And that's what Man City enjoys at the minute. They have all these technically gifted players, like they've added Savinho to their ranks. Doku is there as well. Grealish is there. They have Kevin De Bruyne. They have Bernardo Silva. They have Rodri in the midfield. But they have Erling Haaland that would give you those goals, that will score those ugly goals. And those ugly goals are the goals that win you league titles, are the goals that see you into the Champions League spots, that see you into the Europa League, that see you winning titles. Those ugly goals, those goals that don't look sexy, tapping here, tapping there, shrug off two defenders and slide the ball into the net, ball flashes across the goal, and a striker appears out of the blue, taps it into the net. All those ugly goals, unfanciable goals. That's what a striker does for you. And we've sort of messed that up. Sort of messed that up. Now, reports we hear with Osimhen is probably be playing with the under 21s because he's not in the Serie A squad for Napoli. That's just so sad for Victor Osimhen. From a Nigerian perspective, I would have been happy that he made a move somewhere to play regularly and doesn't get diminished because in football, it's what have you done for me lately? It's what have you done for me lately? Because one thing is certain, if Victor Osimhen, had left after the season he won the Scudetto, I'm sure he would have got all his demands and a bit more. And that's why I say this. Sometimes I tell people about agents. Agents are not here to be your friend. Agents, they want to secure deals as often as possible so they get their commissions as often as possible. So that's just so sad in my opinion. But we move on to the next one, and hopefully, scouts are in the market, are rather scouting out for prime striking talent for January because I don't think we can go this season or go throughout this season without an actual number nine. I don't think we can. I don't think we can. I wonder what you think. Do you trust that maybe a combination of Jackson, Sancho, Palmer, and Nkunku will be enough to give us the goals we need to be in Champions League spots? Do you think that's something that can happen? Do you trust that combination? Because Arsenal, they're more established at this minute. They're more, accustomed to the style of play. Man City, like different based on their own. Aston Villa, a strong competition as well. Spurs are a strong competition as well. Plus, they got an outstanding striker in Dominic Solanke. Of course, I wanted Solanke if we were unable to get Victor Osimhen instead of Tony. So they have an established striker. They play attacking football. They'll possibly be getting those score lots of goals as well. So you have that competition. So do you think Chelsea can make top four with the attacking lineup we have? And I've said this before, they are very good, skillful and all that, but they aren't clinical enough. Look at what Jackson did in the Conference League. Have a look at what Jackson did. You know, he had the chances, he just missed them. And he got in an offside position when he didn't need to, yet again, in the Conference League. And he did that against Man City as well. So uh, So for me, please read the window. What you think? What you think? You think I'm losing my mind for nothing? You think the window is fine and all good, going probably smash Crystal Palace 6-0. I'm hoping for that. Fingers crossed tomorrow that we're able somehow to beat Crystal Palace. For me, like I always say on the channel, I'm about the name in front of the shirt on the badge, not the name on the back of the shirt. So Victor Osimhen hasn't come. Very disappointed, but supporting the team, backing the team, and hopefully they're able to get the goals, get the good gameplay, execute properly on the pitch, and win lots of games. Because these games we have to win. For me, I've said this: we have to get all 12 points. We lost against Man City. That was kind of expected. But from Wolves, we got the 3 points against Wolves, so good. So the game against Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge, we have to win those games. Let's just keep winning. Hopefully, we're in a good state in January. Now, I was just thinking about something. I want to get your thoughts on this. Now, do you think that Chelsea should still go in for Victor Osimhen? Speak with him now. Obviously not about joining this summer, but have a discussion with Victor Osimhen. Okay, now we're going to offer you this. Look at what's happened to you. You're not even going to be anywhere near Napoli's first team. Join us in January. Let's offer you this and offer you exactly what you want in terms of base wage. That's always been the problem. Base wage. That's where the problem came from. So what do you think about that? And what other strikers do you think Chelsea should look at? Do you think Chelsea can maybe go for Gyökeres in January? What do you think? Is that even at all possible? Is Sporting Lisbon would even look at Chelsea twice, in such an offer has been made. I don't think that's going to happen. So that's what I want to know from you guys. And please, now you're here on the channel, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and also you're notified each time a video comes on this channel. And there'll be new programming coming on the channel as well. There's a next gen Chelsea that'll be on this channel. And on that show, it will be me essentially talking about the next superstars coming out of Cobham. For instance, we had Tyreek George make his sort of full debut this season in the Conference League. So we talk about more talent like Josh Archipong, Somto Boniface, and other talents as well. And if you're a fan of Nigerian football, also there'll be Next Gen Nigeria talking about the next top talents coming up from Nigeria as well. And then we'll also be having the Niger Football Show, talking about everything that relates to Nigerian football, the Super Eagles, talking about players and making big moves and other exciting stuff like that. So more programming like that will be coming onto this channel. So if you want to see more of those, you subscribe to the channel, like and share the channel so it continues to grow, help with the algorithm, and it shows YouTube that you're really interested and you're enjoying the content that I put out. Now, if you would like to be part of the chat, let me know, and so I can send you a link. So you join, and you will have a discussion, have a chat, maybe have a debate. Like for me, what I like is it's good if you agree with my opinion. I'm open to you disagreeing with me because we are different people, have different perspectives on things. Like for instance, you may feel, oh, why is it so much better about Victor Osimhen? Sancho can do it. Let's believe in Jackson. You know, you might even not like the fact that Sterling has left the club. You might have a fair point. Me, I'm happy over the moon Sterling has left the club. He's gone to Arsenal. So you might disagree with that. You might disagree. You might feel that Bad Shield is a very good centre back, while I feel he's not. So open to disagreeing. With people. If you have the different opinion, let's have a chat. Let's have a debate on this. Also follow on Twitter is the Ugo Madi chat, the football channel on Twitter or X as it's now called. You can follow me on there as well. And also share your opinions. Send me a message on there. Let me know if you would like to be part of the show. So at this point, I've come to the end of the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on yet another video. You have a blessed rest of your day. Bye bye.